Hey everybody, David here, and today I'm going to do a non-movie or television-based video. I once in a while, if you know me, if you followed me long enough, once in a while I do go off topic and talk about just random things that I just want to talk about because I feel it's that kind of a day. And today I want to talk about relationship advice. The worst person you could get advice about relationships is me because, well, I'm still single. I've had a serious relationship in my life. I've had a few flings here and there, but for the most part, I'm probably the worst when it comes to relationships. And that's fine. But you know what? There are key moments in my life where I look back and I say, man, if only I was able to get the confidence to say that or do that, maybe my life would have been different. Who knows? I don't sulk too much on the past, but I do wonder once in a while about my past, if I could have made it. So I'm really going to open up in this video. And if any young person who's still in school, high school or elementary school, doesn't matter. If you're falling in love, maybe this is the video for you. And if you're really shy as well, because I was a really shy kid when I was in school. And, we could always use a little push or a little advice on what to do. So, one of my first big, interests, when I really had my first crush when I was a kid, it was in grade 3. So I think I was maybe 12, 11, I don't remember now. But grade 3 is when I had my first crush. And grade 6, I'm telling you, this is every boy's dream. Grade 6 is when this girl finally came to me. She came to me. That's right. Usually it's the guy that goes to the girl. The girl came to me and told me that she liked me. And at that time, a lot of things start spinning in your head. You're a really shy guy and you don't know what to say. You don't have this confidence. And I remember when I was younger, me and her, we would flirt a little bit in class or in this after-school program because our parents couldn't pick us up on time, and there was some flirtation going on. But eventually, she came to me and told me that she liked me, and I didn't know. I remember at the time I didn't know what to say, and I said, she asked me, do you like me too? And I was like, I screwed it over and I said, no. And so, eventually she did try to come back to me and tell me again and again. And she tried flirting with me more in class. This was like around grade 6. But yeah, I would always turn her down because, as a really shy guy, I wasn't able to express myself. I wasn't able to push myself and express myself. And I didn't have a lot of friends that would push me either. I had a few friends, but I don't know if calling them friends was wise because I feel like sometimes they took advantage of me because I did have a swimming pool in my backyard. And a lot of friends, I think, were using me more for my swimming pool rather than as a friend. I don't know. Maybe I'm over-exaggerating there, but there's that. So my advice to people who get that kind of an opportunity is don't be like your Uncle David and just go for it, just tell the girl, yeah, I like you too, and you want to go out with that person. I think that the way I approached it was coming from someone who just was scared to move forward. And I think if you just tell yourself, what's the worst that can happen? If she likes me, that means she wants to, be more than friends with me. And there's nothing to lose. The worst case scenario is you guys break up and it doesn't work out and maybe you don't become friends anymore. There are people that do stay as friends even after they break up. My younger brother has been in relationships with girls that he's broken up with and he's still friends with. So some people do make it work, some people don't. Depends on how serious you are, I guess, in that relationship. There was another girl in grade 8, I remember. This was like towards the end of the school year. And, grade 8, we're getting ready to go to high school next. And I remember there was this girl that wanted to dance with me. And I never, I hate saying this, but I didn't have an attraction for this girl. Or at least I didn't think about it at the time. And I remember she cried because I turned her down. Some of her friends were coming to me and telling me that she wanted to dance with me, and I just refused. I just wanted to be left alone because I was more upset with myself. I think I was being selfish and being upset with that elementary school was ending and I was going to have to accept the next phase of my life, which was going into high school. I did not want to go into high school. I was not, I was scared of what was going to happen. And you can't let fear stop you. And that was my problem when I was younger, is that I always let fear stop me. And I think a lot of shy people need to remind themselves that look, we are shy people. We are scared to move forward. We are scared of what's going to happen. And that's what stops us from experiencing different things in life, and that's what life is all about, is experiencing things, situations. So yeah, I made this girl cry. That's what I was back in grade school. I was a heartbreaker. I was turning down girls left and right, girls that I liked, girls that I didn't like, but who knows, if I tried that relationship, maybe I would have liked her. But I was an idiot back then. What can you say? My first real relationship, my first big relationship was in college, finally. Finally, I broke out of my shell thanks to the teachers that I had. And they helped me break out of my shell, of my shy shell. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And I remember there was a girl in my college class who I really liked. It went so far. I eventually did tell her around Christmas time, around when we were going on Christmas break. I eventually did tell her I liked her and I wanted to be her boyfriend. She accepted. So it shows that, look, if you have the confidence, you'll never know what happens. Hey, okay, worst case scenario, if she said no, what would have happened? I move on with life. That's it. Look, there's plenty of other fishes in the sea. That's what the saying says. But sometimes there is something, as a shy guy, there is something in the back of you that worries. And I was nervous as hell. I remember this clear as day still. I was nervous as hell. But look, I did it, and she said yeah. Unfortunately, maybe the relationship doesn't turn out the way I was hoping, which is true. This relationship went so far to the fact that when it was towards the end of our relationship, it lasted maybe not a year, a little bit less than a year. I proposed to her because I knew deep down something was wrong with our relationship towards the end, and I was going to lose her. So to try to keep her, I proposed to her. I bought an engagement ring, and I was ready, man. I was like 20 years old. This is when I was 20 years old. And I did that. And look, I look back at it now and see it was a stupid move, that I was too young, that thankfully she declined. She didn't accept the ring. And I thank God for that, if you believe in God. Not that had anything to do with it, but I'm thankful that nothing was pursued after that. It didn't go anywhere. We tried to maintain a friendship, but hey, that unfortunately wasn't going to work because my mind by that point was messed up. This was when I was getting really depressed. She had already moved on. And look, it didn't work out. But it was an experience, though, that I needed to experience. And as time went on, I tried looking more for other girlfriends. But as time went on, I realized that I felt happier being single. And there's nothing wrong with being single, guys. Some people feel like they need to find someone to be in their life. And look, it's not that I don't like being single. But sometimes you get to a point in your life where you start realizing, you know what, maybe it's not that important to me now. And this is me opening up. So hopefully this helps anybody that feels the same way. I feel like a lot of people are pressured to get into relationships. I live in a European family where people, the older generation at least, feels that they need to pressure the younger generation to find a girlfriend or a boyfriend, right? And I feel like you should do what makes you happy. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you don't find anyone or if you do. If you do, that's great. Take that opportunity and try to see how that relationship is. That relationship can help you experience what you want out of your next relationship, just in case that one fails. I'm not saying that first one is not going to fail, but you are going to see things in that first relationship that you didn't like. And I already see relationships. I already saw in that big deal relationship that I just talked about that didn't end very well. I seen things in that relationship that now I would say, well, that's the stuff I got to watch out for that I don't want in the next one. Sometimes there are stuff that you want, but look, every relationship is going to be different because every person is different. And I think that's the great thing about relationships, is that you could always find something special in a different person. And at the end of the day, it's not important, I think, though, if you don't. And I think a lot of people feel that pressure that they need to find that next relationship. They need to in order to please people, or, you know, to please themselves. For myself, it's not a big deal. And I'm just happy being me. I'm just happy taking it easy, doing things that make me happy, like concentrating on my videos. But if I ever do find a relationship again, you know, I'll learn from my mistakes that I've made when I was younger, and remind myself, hey, David, take that move, see what happens. You know, worst case scenario, it doesn't work out, move on. And I think a lot of guys need to remember that. With that being said, look, I want people to comment below. I want this to be an open forum of discussion, of people talking about relationships, about their relationships that didn't work, relationships that they let go, that maybe they didn't pursue because maybe they weren't confident enough to get it, because everybody feels like that. Everybody, even the people that look confident, have that moment of self-doubt. And hopefully maybe we can learn from each other to see how others were able to confront their own fear and pursuing relationships of their own. Or maybe just like me, maybe there are other people that are out there like, you know what, I'm happy being single. I don't have to buy anything for anyone, and I can save all my money. With that being said, guys, I hope you like this video. Girls, don't be afraid to give advice also, and put your perspective on things, because maybe girls go through, I'm not a girl, so I don't know what girls go through, but maybe you can give your advice on here and put your perspective on asking guys out. I don't know. So with that being said, I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Usually I talk about movies, but once in a while I like to break out. I thought this would be an interesting subject to talk about. And be respectful. Don't be a bunch of douchebags. And until next time, take care.